If you're going to be working with financial data, you're going to be working with dates a lot. So here are just a couple exercises to see what Excel can do and how it handles dates. Alright, so I want to add a column before A, so I just highlight column A and control, oops, did the wrong thing there, highlight column A and control plus. And every time I press control plus, I add a column. Every time I do control minus, it takes one away. And if I do control plus in the middle here, it's going to give me the chance to insert a row, column, wherever you want to do. If I do control minus somewhere in the middle, it's going to let me delete certain cells, column, whatever that menu comes up, and then I can just scroll through this menu with my up and down arrow keys, and when I'm ready, I can just hit OK, and that happens. Alright, so because I'm a little OCD, I want to have that small, so I want to reproduce these. The best way to do the headings, I'm not going to type those over, just Control C to copy them. Come over right here and Control V. Now I want to have 1 through 360, so to reproduce this, there's 360. So there are a couple of ways to do that. I could do 1, 2, and I could highlight this, and I could drag, and I could count down to 360. When we did to 30, it was pretty easy because counting to 30 is not too hard, right? I mean, it's pretty quick. So a lot of things we have to do, we're going to determine what's the fastest way to do it. There are multiple ways to do it in Excel. What's the fastest? Well, for 360, it's going to be a long drag. So you can go to the Home tab, come over here to Fill, and we're going to fill a series. Then that series we're going to have in columns, and it's going to have a step value of 1, and it's going to stop at 360. Click OK, and now I've done this all the way down to 360. Again, I want to see what's in the header here, the column header, so I can view. I'm just going to freeze, in this case, the top row. So students don't like to do that, but it's good practice to always have that the view, the panes frozen the way you want them frozen. Alright, so if I'm going to type in dates, I can do 1-1-16, and that realizes that's January 2016, 2-1-16, and maybe this is a mortgage, so I can just double click, and it notices the pattern that I have. It wants to do that every month. Alright, so that's exactly what I wanted to happen. And then I can get the day of the week. Well, what day of the week was January 1st, 2016? What day of the week is February 1st? So this is something that's going to be very useful working with financial data, because you're looking to eliminate weekends sometimes. Type equal text. And when you're typing, by the way, when you type equal T, you see what comes up there. Type in E, and then when you see that text comes up, you can press the Tab key, and it comes up to look like this. So rather than typing the whole thing, let me do that again. And by the way, when you want to type in this, some people will click up here in the formula bar. That's a huge mistake. Don't click up there in the formula bar. It's taking time away. It seems small, but taking time away you don't need. I want to type something here, just type equal. And I don't care if there was something, and I type escape to get rid of it. So there's something already here. I'll see people do this. They'll click in the formula bar and they'll backspace. And then they'll type, equal whatever they need to type. Escape gets you out of everything, so I just type escape. Rather than do that, there's something there you want to change it, just type over it. Type equal T, and see the different functions start to come up. E, text, that's the one I want since it's on top. Tab, and I have it. Highlight this, that's the value, comma, and then put it in quotes, 4 Ds, and that tells me that's a Friday. I can do this as well. I can do equal text, tab, come over here, comma, 3 Ds, and by the way, don't give me that last parenthesis. There needs to be a parenthesis there. It takes time to type that, but rather than doing that, just hit the enter key. Excel guesses, particularly 2013 does this better than some of the previous versions, where it gives you a little warning, you have to hit OK, but 2013, just hit enter. Don't hit that last close parenthesis. And then just double click that down, and now we know all of those dates. Alright, so let's see what we want to do next. I want to copy these columns. So to copy this, I can do Control Shift Star. I've highlighted everything. Control C, and copy that to column P. It says Control V. Let's put it right there, and then cut these columns. Let me just add, well, I can take away from here, Control minus. And it says, well, let's cut the columns here. Control, see if I do Control A, that picks it, and the same thing's going to happen if I do Control Shift Star, either one. So Control A is really better than Control Shift Star. And it says to cut this and put it somewhere, I'm just going to do Control X. I'm going to move it, despite what my instructions say, I'm just going to move it here, Control V. And note the difference in copy and cut. So if I copy something, the original remains. If I cut something, the original no longer remains. Alright, a couple more things here. How many days has it been since January 1st, 1900? So when was the world come into being? If you're in Excel, we're young Earth theorists. I mean young Earth theorists. So the Earth isn't millions of years old. It's not thousands of years old. The Earth was created January 1st, 1900. And the reason I say that, this date is stored not as 1/1/1900, but as a number, the number 1. So when Excel does some calculations, and this is going to be very useful for you, today is, we're going to do this on January, what, 8th, I think, 2016. And note if I type just 16, it assumes 2016. Say equal this minus that. It's been, let me give you, it's been 42,376 days since January 1st, 1900. Because when Excel does date counts, it shows you the date the way you want to read it, but it stores it as a number. It's number 1, January 1st, 1900. But you can show this by formatting the cells here. You can show this any way you want to with different, and this is always, for some reason, slow for Excel to pull this up. I can go to this date format, and I can have it in whatever particular format that I want to have it in. Then I always like to have it in this uniform one for whatever reason. So there we go. That's a lot of things that Excel can do with dates. And then to delete any row or any column, let me just do that. Control minus. When I'm in here, I can do the entire column like that. R. If I don't choose, I'll just hit OK. If I don't choose to do it that way, I can actually hit the column right there and do Control minus. Same thing with Control plus, or Control plus right here. I can add just one cell and shift things down. So when you need to add, delete rows, columns, Control plus, Control minus is by far the best way to go.